Oh wow, I was muted. Okay. Now, the build I want to show you is actually a true Patriot variant with a little twist. A couple of these pieces are rolled to reds to get some more DPS out of it. And then Obliterate is the chest piece, and then I'm using the Memento backpack, which is going to really give this some good kick. The two weapons I'm using is an AUG and the Kingbreaker. One of them has perfect flatline, the other one has flatline. Both of them have damage to armor. And I need to make sure that I have ammo, which is right here. Nice. Okay. I want to try this out. Sort of did earlier. Ay. Shit. Alright, so that's one. Never understood this theory of why this door is even locked, because it just leads to here, which makes no sense, because why would you go through the door when you could just jump over? Anyways. Sometimes I wonder. Oh, I can hear something. Yeah. And I like it. I do like it. It works great. I did test it earlier and I killed legendary rogue agents no problem with this build, so I am liking the way it's working. Well, the only problem with this is you don't want to do too much. Like, you don't want to put too much red into your build, because then you're just going to be squishy as hell. I think I have a nice equal amount of everything. Like, I have 2, 3, so technically I have 4 reds, right? And I have 3 blues, and 1 yellow, and 2 yellow. So, I mean, technically, well, it's not technically, it is. See, it says one, or it only shows 1 tier of yellow, but if you look at the bottom, it's actually 2. Because I don't think it's counting this one in the stats on the side, but it actually is 2, because this counts as 1 tier as well. So it's actually 2. Now, I tried this build by adding like red here, and I noticed that it was just too squishy. Right around 1.3 million armor is fine. It's great. Works good. You don't need to have 2 million armor. Because let me tell you something about having 2 million armor. You can have 2 million armor all you want. You're going to die just as quick as somebody that has 1.3 or 1.5 or 1.7 or whatever. Obviously, you're not going to die as quick as somebody that has, like, 732,000 armor. That's the thing. This is why I don't care too much about having mega armor. Like, 1.3 million to me is fine, because if I focus my energy on damage, I should have more than enough armor to survive. Whereas there's other people that just want to go straight DPS, or they want to go straight armor. And it's like, you can die just like everybody else. It doesn't matter how much armor you have. If somebody's running, a hybrid build, you're screwed. Oh, shit, those fucking shotgunners. Back off for a minute. Oh. Fuck.
Serious trauma detected.
Come on. Okay, I got my thing ready. Go get him. Okay, I like this build a lot, actually. I'm still working on this, though it's not done. But for now, I like it. I just need to figure out what I want to tweak on it. And I'm not playing this shit on heroic. I'm playing this on legendary, so it's not like I like these builds that I see. Like, I really do like these builds I see where somebody's standing there and they're getting pounded and it looks like they're invincible. And sometimes it makes me wonder if there's a way to trick the camera into thinking that you're actually doing a legendary mission when you're not. Because, like, I've had like some of the best armor regen builds in the game, and I can't even stand there and take that much shit. Like, not when there's like fucking 15 enemies hitting you. There's no way. So to me, that's got to be a camera trick. I've come to that conclusion over time that that's a bunch of horse shit when I see that. I mean, there's people out there that just run through these enemies. They got lots of DPS and they just bang, 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 bang. And as soon as they get, you know, right into the middle of the room and they're doing so good, all of a sudden they're dead because a bunch of enemies just spawned out behind them. There's nothing wrong with using your cover and shit. That's the whole point of this game, anyways. That's why you have this.
Airborne toxins at unsafe levels. Filters failing.
I hate Todd, the toxic one. No, we're not boxing me in there, buddy. Those are shotgunners coming, just a minute. Sniper. Thank you. He's down. Get the other sniper. Oh, I don't like that gas. Oh shit. I did not see the shotgunner. Oh. Oh, you little slut. I did not see you fucking sneaking up on me. Oh well. Can't kill them all. Little dirty little bitch, eh? Dirty little hoe. The next shotgunner is getting a fucking shot right between the eyes. Come on, you fuckers. Let's go.
Shade tech detected.
I need a little shit liquor. Bitch. Oh. Who just friggin' put a fucking healing thing down, you little douchebag? Oh, there it is. I think that's it right there.
Rogue assault turret detected.
Okay, let me find this little healing box.
Rogue striker drone detected.
Trying to see. The box I see right there. Fuck off, bitch. Now your fucking healing's not gonna save you from everything. Okay, I need to find this stupid healing box. Where is it? Oh, there's one there. I see it, I see it, I see it. Down. Need to do this here. There we go, got it. Stop running, you little bastard. Oh. Yeah, I gotta pay attention to the rest of the friggin' thing here. Make sure no, kids would fucking sneak up on me. Nope. Back off that one. Not this time, ho. Thank you. You're allowing me to get some of these. Every time you waste your little skills, you give me an opportunity. Fuck off. Come on. Bitch. Oh yeah, I got stuff attacking. I like it, I like it, I like it. I do like it, actually. I like it. I'm just gonna figure it out here and see what I want to do with it. Okay, so we got... I don't want to add more red, because if I add more red, then that's just looking for trouble. I don't want to add more blue, because then that'll take away some of my damage, so I need to figure this out. Obviously, the memento backpack boosts everything else up as well, so it's good to have. So... that's the problem I'm having right now, is what I want to do with this. Come on. Haven't played this game in a while. I already got that. So I'm just gonna let this chill out for a minute. I think I'm gonna do something different here. I'm gonna take this, and I'm actually gonna change this. I'm gonna try something, because then I can be more annoying if I do this. Should be more annoying now. Yeah, looks like it's better now. Let me just look at something real quick. Let's see if I made sure I didn't miss something. I'm looking for that little box. It's probably out here. Where is the blue box? Looks like it's right here. Nice. No, I want this. There we go. Oh, what do we got here? Okay. Watch this little fucking surprise. I'm gonna lure him right here. Come on down. You're the next contestant to fucking die.
Safe area entered.
Okay, so I gotta get pieces out of my inventory here to do this. So I think what I'm gonna do with this, since I'm already gonna need to do this, is I'm gonna bring this guy out here, and I'm gonna see what I have for masks. Yes, I have the I have that mask, but I don't want to use it with this. I don't need to. So we need to boost up this. We need to boost up our thing. I need armor, or it's not going to work. Ooh, look at that. Okay. Let me just... Where did I put that? Let me... let me see. I'm going to do this. Okay, let me see what I can do. If I put the ridgeways on, I could do it, I guess, but my armor is going to be really weak if I do it that way. So, fuck the ridgeways. Let me just see what I have here. I know that sounds really weird, but I need armor. I need some armor. Alright, now I'm gonna need some crit chance. Shit, I need to get rid of some of those mods. That's gonna give me, I think, enough. I should have enough. I've also come to the theory of, I'm not too worried about making them bleed, because I can use this. I can just use that, and I'll do, what else will make them bleed? I'm pretty sure the shrapnel trap will make them bleed as well. And plus, I'll get hollow point ammo as soon as they're done. Okay. Now, I can't use these weapons. As much as you know what, though? I'm using perfect spotters, so I can use these weapons. And it will make sense. But, I need to switch this up. I just need to make sure the weapon I'm going to switch to, though, has the ability to do that. Switching my SMG out. Okay, so I definitely don't want... Carnage is a good weapon. So bring that out, but I don't know if the Carnage can have that ability. I'll have to see. I don't know. Oh, it can. Look at that. 2 for the price of 1. Hello. Carnage has its laser pointer on. It'll activate Spotter. Plus, it has perfect sadist. Oh my god. We're going to be fucking rocking this shit. Alright. So, ongoing directive as a yellow build. It's great. Trust me. It's great. It's better than a red version. Oh, I got all fun ammo. Oh, I just screwed up the friggin' look at. Oh, there we go. I just glitched the goddamn friggin' thing there by doing that. Let me just. It doesn't have status on it, right? So. Before I do this, I don't think I have it on me. Let me go look. I have an idea. Okay, so let me just go back in there, go back to body armor. Hopefully I have a piece. Bring it out. Switch this piece with that. Where did I put that? Oh, no, it's up here. It's green. Duh. It's kind of looking for yellow, right? Oh, 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 oh. Or there's option number 3, which I'm going to try. Which is, I don't know if I have it on me. I might have to go get back into my thing. I might still have it on me, actually. Yes, I do. Alright. There we go, that's better. Nice. I put perfect brace on. Perfect brace will give me the much needed weapon handling for this gun. That's perfect. Okay. Let's see. I mean, I could use the Ridgeway's Pride, but I mean, I don't know. Just give me 1 second.
Incoming backup request.
anyways, like I was saying, I would love to use Ridgway's Pride, but I don't think it's viable. Like I said, one or two things, or I can switch it up and do this. There's different options I can do, but I've already perfected those pieces, so I don't really want to play with them. That will give this more, this one will give it more steadiness when I shoot. I mean, this will give me, provided that they're close enough, it'll give me bleed. I still like the bleed on this too. Like, I've tried the Eclipse version of this, and you would think that the Eclipse version would actually be better in the sense that the bleed would be longer, but you would be wrong on that one. Because this backpack makes all the difference. Now, there is a gun that I should actually be using with this, because it would make things so much better. I might already... No, I don't have it on me. The only problem is I need to get a regular version of this weapon. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. I just gotta find it. Right here. Unfortunately, it is a... It is a rifle. I think I can switch the scope up on it, and I might just do that, actually. Just try this. Okay, so the next time I put a status effect on that target, it's going to be increased. Now, you're not going to see a bleed like that anywhere else. Unfortunately, you're not. Let me see if I can see what it is. Now, I can do this multiple ways. If I put on, what's that bring it up to when I do that? 15.1. Bleed. Duration, 15.1 seconds. Normally it's much, much lower than that. It's like, usually like 10 or 11. And with my Eclipse build, it's like, I think 11 seconds or something like that, or 10 seconds. So it's a significant boost when you put this gear set on and turn it into a yellow build, which I see people doing. I don't see them doing this, but I see them doing the red version of this, which I'm going to tell you right now, the red version of this sucks because, yes, you'll have lots of DPS because you'll have that weapon core, but your bleed is going to suck balls because your bleed depends on stats effects, which most people don't pay attention to when they do this. They're like, oh, I got a bleed build, and you're like, okay, let's see it. And I look at it and I'm like, where's your stats effects? Oh, you know, and it's just like, no, you're, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I can tell you the average person's bleed is not this long. Or I can add a little oomph to my build. If you don't know what that means, I'll show you. This makes things even more complicated. Well, not complicated, but nice. Because now we have two bleeds going on. One's only 10 seconds, the other one's 15. So, yeah, he's gonna die. Let's see how much this takes off this guy. Like, that doesn't seem like a lot, but, I mean, do the math and those numbers and the overtime effects. You know, I don't have to hit him in the head. I can hit him in the chest. I don't have to hit him in the head. Just I do more damage if I hit in the head. Like, basically, just the bleed alone took all of his armor and stuff away in 2 hits. Jesus. Look at how much shit. And look at how much damage that did. Now imagine if that was just a regular person. And you just smoked him with it. Like you've got two. And then here's another little trick that you can use as well. And this makes it even nastier. So if you come up here. I know some people are going to be like, oh, but you're going to lose skill damage. But I don't really care. So now we're going to go to Firewall. And we're going to mix and match this baby. So, remember those stats effects that I had when they were so nice? Well, now I've switched to a fire build. Now, let me show you something before I do anything. 15.8 seconds is still my time, my bleed time. It's almost 16 seconds, my bleed. And it doesn't matter what I use to bleed them with, it's going to be the same across the board. Everything is going to be 15.8 seconds. If it causes bleed, that's what it's going to be every time. Doesn't matter what ability I use. Which is great. It's consistent. I like consistency. Now, this part might be a little annoying because some suck balls at using this, but if you can get good, 12.5 seconds. Okay, so let's go through the burn durations first. Okay, so I just switched to Firewall. Okay, Firewall gives you a 20% burn duration bonus just for using it. Just for using the specialization, which is great. That means they're going to burn longer. So the chem launcher gives you 12.5 seconds with the setup I'm using, which is maximum stats effects all over the place. And then you've got this one, which is 12.6. And then you've got this one right here, 31.2 seconds of burn time. So we're going to put that on with the bleed. And we're going to make this one hell of a nightmare for whoever's going to fucking try their shit. Now, you have to get good with this thing because otherwise it's just going to be bad. You can stop this thing. You can easily, if you're on PlayStation, you can easily stop this by double tapping L1. If you select a target and it moves. And then you just have to get good with it. But, so there's a 31 second burn duration on this bad boy. Okay, so these guys are burning, bleeding, and they have the vial mask on them. Look at that burn. Now I added a bleed, Dead. Okay, boom, boom. Oh, by the way, the airburst secret mine is the most powerful fire in the game, and it's also the longest burning. Can't get him because he's behind cover, but they both died anyway, so I don't really care. So now we've got a 15.8 second bleed, and we have a 31.2 second burn. So what do we want to do? Yeah, we want to fuck shit up. I mean, I don't have to use this weapon. I can go back to this. This would probably be the ideal weapon. You want to have something with status on it. But this has got a... This goes hand in hand with this build, because you've got the Trauma Specialist backpacks for ongoing directive, so increases the duration of bleed status effects by 50% and all bleed damage by 100%. Now let's go to that gun I was using. Headshots grant 50% status effect damage and duration to the next status effect you apply. So if we do the math there, when I use this weapon with that backpack, it increases my damage to 150% and the duration by 100% instead of 50. So if they are bleeding for 15.8 seconds and I nail them with this gun, it's going to add another 50% duration onto that. So you can see why I don't really care if I have status or not, because this weapon makes up for it. Now, you don't have to use this one. You can use the regular version, which is just perpetuation, which I can't remember what it is again. I think it's just the cooldown is longer. It's three or 4 seconds longer if you use the regular version, the cooldown. So 50% status effect damage and duration. I'm adding that to bleed damage thing, so 150% there and 100% duration, because I'm getting 50 from the backpack and 50 from this. So I know a lot of people are going to say, you know, you should be using this, you should be using that. But if they sit down and they look at what I'm doing and actually look at what I'm doing, that will make sense. Because I find a lot of people just don't pay attention. They don't. They just like, oh yeah, I would use this and I would use that. And it's like, yeah. And I'd also kill you if I use this version and use that and you use the other version. Guaranteed. Right? I've got 15.8 seconds of bleed time. I'm hitting you with this gun. If I hit you with this gun in the head, which is quite easy because this gun's very steady. It's a very steady gun. I'm adding another 50% bleed duration to your shit. So, you're going to be bleeding for a while. You're probably going to die, because I'm also hitting you with the vial mask. When the bleed starts, so does the vial mask. And if I throw this out, I get some explosive stuff too. Right? So I can add a little bit of an extra there if I want.
Agent in need of backup.
Like, bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Dead, 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 dead. They're all dead. Now, can you imagine how powerful this is going to be once the change happens with this gear set? They've added some stuff to it. They didn't nerf it. They actually gave it a little bit of a boost. You're now going to be able to mark people. So, yeah, it's basically Predator's Mark 2.0. Ongoing directive is now going to be Predator. And so it makes more sense for you to use a yellow version of this build, because it helps out your bleed and stuff. Like, if I went all red right now, I'm pretty sure my bleed would be, like, stupidly bad. Like it would not even be like as good as this. Because when I first saw that, because when you get this, you normally when you get this gear set, it's always red. It's always a weapon core. I've never seen it. It never rolls with anything but weapon cores. Which is what they originally intended to do with this gear set, but they didn't really take into consideration of people like me who know how to make it better, which is turn it into a yellow version. And if you really want to be a prick, you don't even have to do that. If you don't want to use Sadis, because I mean, you would. Who doesn't want to? You could always do this. You could always throw the capacitor on, right? Because you got to remember. You got to remember the capacitor has. The capacitor gives you 7.5% weapon damage for every tier you're running, right? So if I'm running 6 tiers, it's 45% weapon damage. Or it's equivalent to 4 cores. So it's like having 4 weapon cores, really. And it gives me skill damage as well. And now I've got hollow point ammo with my capacitor. Maximum chaos. Yeah. So, I mean, you can do it any way you feel like doing it. I mean, if I was to make a build video with this build the way I'm using it right now with the capacitor, I can guarantee you I'm gonna get people saying, well, you should be using Sadis or Perfect Sadis, and you should use the Ridgeways, and blah 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 blah. And yeah, no, you don't. You don't need to do that at all. Now, I don't have to use this. Again, I just threw this on. Ideally, you want to use something. Where is it? No, don't use that. Whatever you do. I mean, you could try it, but I don't know how well that's going to work out. You'd have to stay in cover, like extremely stay in cover. Let me go see what I have for chess pieces for yellow. I don't know if I have anything good. Oh yes, I do. I mean, I could take this out too. Actually, yeah, that's actually more of a better idea. Look at how, like, look at... I haven't even put anything on them yet. Like, just that fire alone, and it kills all of them. That's ridiculous. I didn't even put a bleed on those. I just did one fire hit. And they were fully armored yellows. Holy shit, look at the damage that's doing. And to think on top of that, I have a... I have a bleed that I can put on them at the same time. It's over. Oh my god. Boom, 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 boom. I haven't even fired a shot yet. Aw. That's okay, I got another one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say it's safe to say that this is very powerful. Just the way it is. Oops. What was that I just hit? Oh no. Turn my foot the wrong way. Not a good idea. Cramp. Okay. So. That's another way you could do it too as well. But instead of doing that, I would do this. Well, this will help it too. I gotta turn skill haste off here. Where is it? Off. I haven't even fired a shot yet. Oh my god, look at this. So crazy. Now, I wouldn't take this into countdown because, no, it's not. I'm not worried about the hunters. That's not even the worry that I have. The worry I have is taking this into countdown because it seems like status effects are really nerfed in countdown. Like, they don't last as long as they usually do here. And I don't think they do as much damage either. And I know this because there's a build that I use. It's not status effect, it's actually a skill damage build that I use. And I noticed that the skill damage was nowhere near the level it would be like in a legendary mission or a, you know, or the summit or even PvP. So, I mean, I can try it. What time is it? 1:35. Okay. Just trying to figure this out here. Let me just do this. Yeah, so the two things I've been working on these days. When it's gonna be done, it should be soon. As soon as I figure out a couple of issues with, possible issues with it. And I've got to test it in some things as well. I want to test this out in Countdown, but I don't want to do Countdown, if you know what I mean.
Another agent has joined your group. Another agent is now in your group. An agent is no longer in your group. Another agent has joined your group. Another agent is now in your group.
Okay, where is my... That is a good question. Where is my phone? Oh, shit, I found it.
An agent has left your group.
Hold on, I gotta stop this. Stop finding agents, and just gotta leave this for a minute.
You have left the group.
I'll be right back. I gotta just jump. I gotta jump upstairs for a minute.
Incoming backup request.
Alright, sorry about that. Just had to... How was that for? I think I gave it the finger as well. Alright, so this guy thinks he's a ninja. Let me see. Let's see what you're running. Let's see what you're running. You think he's running meta? I think he's running meta. Whoops, I don't want to fucking see that. I want to see what you're running. Okay, so here's a good example of a fucking idiot. Okay? I mean, he's got a lot of DPS, I'm not gonna lie. He does. But look at his armor, look at his health, and you tell me what's wrong with this picture. Everybody thinks this is the way to go. Like, let's do lots of damage. Yeah, it's great. However, shitter. He could be killed quite easily because he's going to be so squishy that I would probably, with the build that I'm running right now, he has no hazard protection whatsoever. So guess what would happen if I hit him once with a bleed? He's fucked. That, my friends, is a lesson that people need to fucking learn. It drives me nuts. Yes, you have lots of DPS, that's great, but you're so squishy that you're going to be going back to the checkpoint every time. Now, if you hit me, you'll probably do a lot of damage, but, I mean, if I hit you with my status effects, you're fucked. I could just walk away and you'd die. He would just bleed to death. And it wouldn't be very nice. So yeah. Now he's got a let me tell you a little secret about this, because I usually run this. So when I'm in the dark zone, usually what I do is I run this guy right here, the jammer pulse, and there's a good reason why I do it, because you see what he's running on the back of his thing? He's running a revive hive. Now if he dies and I jam that, and I jam his reviver, he's not coming back. He's dead. So do me a favor, don't waste your time with a revive hive in the dark zone, because you're probably not going to come back to life. It's kind of a waste of time. I know there's going to be people in there that would be like, oh no, you know, it actually works. No, it doesn't actually. Smart people don't fall for that shit. Smart people look at people's gear. Like, you can see that I'm running a stinger hive. See it hanging on the back of me? If you see a blue one, then you know that he's running a revive hive. So what do? You switch to a jammer pulse. So as soon as you down him, and as soon as he starts to come back, you jam his thing and then kill it. He's done. Game over. Thank you for shopping at Walmart. Go back to the checkpoint where you belong. Number two, there's another way too. Like, so my build you're seeing right now, if you know, if they decide to go hazard protection, I could easily switch this up and just go with my other one. But if I see hazard, then I automatically switch to my other build, which is the anti-hazard, as I call it. Because to have a hazard build, they have to sacrifice things to get it, right? There's a lot of sacrificing they got to do to get all that hazard. And again, if I see a hazard build, I'm going to go Heartbreaker. Because there's one thing I'm going to show you real quick. I think the one thing is right here. So these two things are not covered under hazard. I think I've said this before. This is an anti-hazard build right here, because most people, unless they're like really smart, most people don't even bother with explosive resistance. So everybody has 10%, but only if you're at shade level 1000 and above, you'll have 10% explosive resistance. You have to be at least shade level 1000. Anybody below that is not going to have 10%. Not that it's a big deal. I mean, it is if you have no percent, but yes. 10% is dick all, though. That means there's a 90% non-resistance to it, which means it's going to do a lot of damage if I use explosive damage on him. Or if somebody uses it on me, for example. Again, though, it's very, very, very few people are smart with explosive damage to begin with. So, in all likelihood, somebody that's running hazard protection is definitely probably, I would say there's at least an 80% chance that they're not running either one of those resistances, pulse or explosive. So like I said, if I switch to a Heartbreaker build because, you know, I see he's running to full hazard, I'll go Heartbreaker because there's a good chance he's got no pulse resistance besides the stuff that he gets from his specialization, which is 50%, which is dick all, really, when you think about it. There's counters to everything has a counter, so and everything has a weakness. You just have to find it. This guy's weakness is pretty simple. Now this guy's probably going to go into a raid, or he's going to go into countdown with this build, because he knows he's going to do a lot of DPS, right? However, if a hunter attacks him, he is going to die so fast. I want to see it again for those that didn't see it. This guy's build. He's got a lot of DPS, I'm not going to lie. But look at his armor. Like, boy. Boy, boy, boy. Optimist. If I was running a build like this, what's he running? Unbreakable and Perfect Vigilance. Why are people so stupid? I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time understanding why people would want to fucking run Vigilance without a shield. He doesn't have a shield. I guess he figures because he's got the Banshee Pulse, he's like somehow immune to damage, because he'll disorient somebody. Wow. I thought he was actually going to be good. Yeah, no, it does. You see, Unbreakable for this build is just not. There's no point. I've been in the dark zone against people like this all kinds of times with this same build. Well, not the same build, but this similar build with the Unbreakable and Perfect Vigilance. And I can tell you this right now. Even though he's running a fucking Reviver Hive, like what a dumbass. Anybody that I always run a Jammer Pulse in the dark zone, so I would easily destroy that. And I disrupted enough to destroy it anyways. Because his skill's going to die pretty quick, right? Because he's got no skill tiers, I don't think. No. Wait. No, he doesn't. He's got no skill tiers. 0. So this skill is absolutely going to take forever to come back. And it's not even going to give him much. So see, I have a new proposition for the Division 2 team. And this is something that I think should happen. So if you, like this build for example, when you're looking at this build, this is not my build, this is somebody else's that I'm inspecting right now. When I see this and I see a Revive Hive, to me, I don't think he should be able to run that Revive Hive. Not that you can't destroy it, it's easily destroyed because he has no skill tier, so you would easily kill it. But the point I'm trying to make here is, if you don't have skill tiers, then you shouldn't be able to fucking touch a skill at all. In my opinion. You should have to actually start incorporating things into your build to be able to use skills. Right? And the reason why I say that is because I've seen people run like the shittiest build ever with like one skill tier. And like you'll be in the dark zone and he's got one skill tier and you're skill tier 6 and his skill kills you. Like there's something wrong with that picture. If I'm skill tier 6 and you're skill tier 1, there should be no questions, hands down, as far as skill damage goes, that I should come out on top. Without a doubt. Like his skill is so weak at skill tier 1, it should barely do any damage to me. That's my point. And I get this from a collection of RPG games that I've played, where there's defenses against stuff, especially if you're the same class, and you're a higher class than them. There's just an automatic difference in, like, the way things work, right? You're going to do way more damage to him because you're way more powerful than him. That's my point. That's how it should be. Just like if I only had one, one red core, and the rest of my cores were all blue. Well, I should be doing diddly squat for damage, because I only have one skill or one weapon core. That's how they should do this,
Agent in need of backup.
right? Because I'm so tired of seeing, like, people do that. That guy's a fucking joke. He's all red. So obviously he's using that build for one of the raids, which is still suicidal in my opinion, but yeah, it works. I know. As long as you have a dedicated healer that can keep him alive, he'll just keep doing lots of damage. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Then these people take these builds from raids and they go into the dark zone and they get owned and they go, well, I just used it in a raid and I should be able to kill people. And it's like, no, you shouldn't. It's two different builds. It's like when you go into conflict. Okay, you go into conflict with a dark zone build. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. That's not how this is built. Conflict, dark zone, countdown. It doesn't matter what mode you're in. It's different. Mechanics are different. There's boosts in countdown. But yeah, that was one of the first lessons I learned when the game came out and I started playing Conflict. Was dark zone builds don't work. You have to actually build a conflict build. And it's the same thing when you go to the dark zone with a conflict build. It doesn't work. So you've got to make builds that, and you can make builds that will work in both. But you got to think about it. You got to think about how the mechanics work in the dark zone, and you got to think about how the mechanics work in conflict in order to get these builds to work in the same, like into everything. When people keep spitting build videos out, it makes me wonder if it's actually going to work anywhere, to be honest. Mine take a little longer to come out because I'm testing them in various situations. I'm not just grabbing a build and going, okay, let's throw that out there because, it's a build video and it works in PvE, and that's really all I tested it in. But you claim that it works in, you'll show a video of you playing conflict and owning people, and it's like, I'll put that same build on that I saw and it doesn't work. Okay? That's why my builds are a little slower coming out, because I have to actually use my brains, unlike some people, and make sure that it works. Not just in conflict, but it works in the dark zone, conflict, legendary. Don't worry about heroic, because if you can go on legendary, you can easily do heroic or anything below that. You've got to actually test this shit. You can't just say, oh, look at this build, it just melts this, and then you fucking put it on and you get melted. Like, no. What's that guy's name again? I can't remember what his name is. God damn it. He made a good point. Sometimes he comes in here and watches my streams. I can't remember what his name is now. But he said he called somebody out on it once. But it was the title of the video that made me laugh. And I actually watched the video because I thought, oh, I gotta watch this because this, this is funny. He's calling somebody out on something. But yeah, always test your shit more than just one mode. Because like I said, all too many times I've seen this happen, where, sometimes, like when I first started making build videos, I will admit that I had no idea what I was doing. I was trying to make it work, and then it took me a while to actually sit there and not just test it on one mode, because that's what I was doing in the beginning. It was working great in those modes, but I didn't think about it, right? I just got it out there, and I was like, oh, this works great. And so I learned. I learned a lot. I learned that it takes time to make builds. If you want to make a good build, it takes time. This is not something you churn out overnight. I don't give a fuck how smart you are. You're just not, it's not going to happen. This takes time because you need to have pieces that are precisely what they need to be, and that takes time. Unless you're a lucky motherfucker, that takes time. Okay, like this build that I'm using right now, this one right here. This took time for me to build this like this. Like to get the perfect stats on this build. That took time. It took longer than I wanted it to, but it took time. I finally nailed some pieces that were great. And I just optimized them a little bit more and made them perfect. I barely used any optimization tools on them. I think I did it once and optimized all 4 of those pieces just once and made them perfect. Boom. Does it work with ongoing directive? Oh, hell yeah. Of course it does. Stats effects. Now, I'm currently working on a different one. I'm currently working on an ongoing directive that's similar to this. It's going to be yellow as well, but it's going to be all skill damage. I mean, you've already seen my hardwired builds, so you already know how crazy they are. I know somebody tried to touch on hardwired not long ago, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not how you run hardwired, bud. You were talking to the hardwired fucking gear set master right here. There is nobody better than me with hardwired. I can guarantee you that. I can fucking put money on that. When it comes to hardwired, you guys know. You've seen enough of my hardwired builds. You know. Now, I see people trying to get into the hardwired gear set because I think they're running out of ideas, so they're starting to get into the territory of hardwired, and I'm watching it, and it's like that one video I saw, where was it? He was telling people that, here, let me show you. Not the video, I'm just going to show you what the skill was. So it was this guy right here, it was the bombardier drone. Okay, so, the bombardier drone has a specific path that it follows. If an enemy is around a corner, the bombardier drone does not curve around the corner to go after that enemy. I wanted to make that clear a little while ago, and I did, because I saw it, and I wanted to make a reaction video to it and say, no, it doesn't work that way, bud. I primarily specialize in a lot of skill builds, so, usually. I do have some DPS and armor builds and armor regen builds, but the bulk of my thing, even since the Division 1, has been skill-based. Because in my opinion, it's a lot harder to use than a DPS build. You have to actually use your brain. I know, I'm not trying to make fun of people here, I'm just saying, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, you just put skill build on, you just do this and this and this. There's more to it than that. You actually have to fucking, if you ever played chess, you will understand what I mean. Patience. Skill build, you have to be precise. You have to know what you're doing. Like me, I use the airburst seeker mine in PvP. I don't see anybody using that shit. You know why? Because they don't like it. Because you actually have to know how to use it. You have to actually know where the person's going to be. And when you perfect that and you practice with that skill, anybody can do this. You just need to practice with it. And if you can practice with that actual skill and get good with it, you'll kill everybody. Because that's the thing with that, where is it? With this. See, my burn duration on this is 31.2 seconds. So if I hit somebody with this, and there's like a 99% chance I will, and I'm not just saying that to be cocky, I've actually gotten really good with this skill. I know exactly where people are going to go before I can just tell by the way they move. If I hit them with this, it's game over. They're dead. There's no coming back. Unless they have hazard protection, but they usually don't, so it's not usually a problem. But people don't like it because it takes time and you have to know what you're doing with it. It's not just something you just throw at somebody and it does the rest. Let me see if I can go... Where was I gonna go? What's this? Demolition site. I've taken everything else. Actually, yeah, let me go here. Little demonstration of what I mean by this skill. If you don't know, if nobody's familiar with this skill, I can show you what I mean by why people don't like it. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like it at first either, but then I started practicing with it a lot.
From the control point in proximity.
I'm telling you, I probably put about 100 hours into practicing with this thing, if not more. Because you have to know where things are going to happen. Now, there's a couple things with this. You can't throw it, you have to drop it, and you have to tell it where to go. So if something's there, and it moves, if I double tap L1, I can stop it from actually detonating. And I can you know what I mean? I can readjust. If he's over here, I can go like that. He's not gonna see where it's coming. Right? He's not gonna see it coming because there's okay, he's not gonna see it coming. I didn't even know he was there, to be honest. I didn't even know he was there. That character right there. He's still twitching from the fucking bleed. Who wants some deer meat? Yeah, so if you can get good with using this thing, like, something's coming. Something I might be able to practice on, actually. They're either friendly or... I don't think they're friendly. They might be. Let's find out. No, they're friendlies. But, unlike the, what do you call it? Oh my god. The mortar turret. The mortar turret, when you fire a mortar turret at somebody, there is a little thing on the ground. Well, it's not little, it's actually big. There's a big red circle that appears, and that tells you that's where it's going to hit. So you can jump out of the way, right? Well, with this seeker mine, it tells you that there's something coming, but it doesn't tell you where it's coming from or where it's going to hit. So if I'm like right here, it's not going to show a circle of where it's going to hit. I'm not going to have any idea. I know it's coming, I just don't know where it is. And then all of a sudden it comes out of nowhere and boom, hits me. When you hit somebody with it, when you have the status effect build that I have, ongoing directive, that's why I'm using fire and bleed. Because I have a 15.8 second bleed, and I have a 31.2 second burn duration. Now, I can increase my burn and bleed. Burn and bleed depends on which one I hit first. If I have hollow point ammo, it's going to be bleed, right? If I hit somebody in the head, it's going to activate this talent, which is going to give me an additional 50% status effect damage and 50% duration as soon as I apply that status effect. If I don't have hollow point ammo, which I do, but if I didn't, and I hit a headshot, and then use fire, I will get a 50% damage bonus on the fire, and 50% to the duration. So if I'm at 31.2 seconds, and you add another 50% to that, what does that give you? That's a long-ass burn. Nobody's surviving the first 30 seconds anyways. So it doesn't even matter. It's overkill. Right in the heart. Boom. Dead. Anybody hungry? Anyways, yeah, so that's what I've been working on.
Engaging hostile!
We won.
Check those bodies.
Burn.
Oh God!
Yeah, so I mean, it takes time to get good with that, so I can understand why a lot of people are like, I don't want to use that because it's annoying, and I can never hit anybody with it. That's the most frequently thing I hear.
Incoming backup request.
I can't hit anybody with that. Yes, you can. You just have to get better with it. Oh, we got something going on up here. Thank you.
Serious trauma detected.
Bitch. There. Enough of that shit. Now I figured out which rifle this is. This looks a lot like a SIG 716 variant. It's very accurate and it sounds the same. If you're not familiar with what it's called Everlasting Gaze. And it gives you perfect perpetuation. Now you can get regular perpetuation on any gun. And but this gun is so stable, like, this is based off of a SIG 716, which is super, super, super fucking stable. So your chances of getting a headshot with this are quite high. Like, I would say 99% in my case. I don't know how your aiming is, but I'll show you an example. You can spam this thing and it's still going to hit its target in that vicinity. It's fun. It's fun to use. It'll definitely increase your stats effects and your damage and your actual durations by 50%. So, and the damage as well. So it's worth using. You can use it in an Eclipse build too as well. I mean, I still would do it in this one because, like I said, like, look at the backpack and you'll see what I mean. Like, that's why I'm running it with this backpack, right? because the duration of my bleed status effects are increased by 50%, and all my bleed damage done is 100%, right? Now, I know I should be using Perfect Status, but I actually want to use this because it kind of complements my backpack, right? So that's why I'm using it. Makes more sense. I know the bleed, I'm missing out on some damage, but if I can increase my duration, who cares? If I can increase my duration by 50% and my damage by another 50%, who gives a shit about status? Let's see what this guy's selling.
Greetings.
This used to be one of my favorite guns in the Division 1, the AUG A3 Para Access. I had a couple of really nasty versions of those in the Division 1. It's not really that great of a gun this time around. Here's something that you probably didn't know though about the AUG. I'm going to show you something here. I think that's the variant. Let's see. So in this game, they classify the AUG as an SMG. But what you're probably not familiar with, unless you know about weapons and you're into that shit, the AUG actually fires rifle bullets. So that's why the AUG is so good at close and long range, or I would say medium long range, because it's shooting rifle bullets. Because if you look at this AUG right here, which is an SMG,
Good trading with you, Agent.
and I think I have one in here. Yeah, right here. This is another AUG, and it is an assault rifle version. So, rifle bullets is what it fires. I do know this for a fact. Because they used to compare the AUG and the Vector, and that was the difference between the AUG and the Vector. Was the AUG can be used as a SMG, or it can be technically a assault rifle as well, because it fires the same caliber. So basically in a nutshell, it fires rifle bullets. So that's what they were doing. Like in the Division 1, they were comparing them, and at close range, both did very well. But as you went into the longer range, the AUG still didn't seem to lose its stopping power from distance, whereas the Vector did, because the Vector actually is an SMG. And the AUG is technically not an SMG, but it can be used as one. It's more of an assault rifle. It technically is an assault rifle, they just made it smaller, and it fires the same caliber as its big brother. The assault rifle version. It's still the same bullets. I believe it's 5.56 rounds. So that's why I like using AUGs, because I know that close range they're good, and also mid-range and a little bit further they're still pretty good. Obviously not super long range, right? They're going to drop off, their damage is going to drop off a bit, but like on like traditional SMGs, the AUG doesn't really lose its power when you get to be like mid-range. It's still doing good damage. Which is what a lot of people don't get about that gun. Now, I actually had a conversation with somebody about that not long ago, actually, about the AUG. And they were like, and I said the same thing I just said. And he's like, no, 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 it's an SMG. So, I said, why don't you go look it up? Yeah, so the difference between the two AUGs is there's a bigger version of the AUG and there's a smaller version. The A3 is the smaller version of the AUG. But they fire the same rounds and they can do the same thing. The reason why it's smaller is because people call it an SMG because it's smaller, is because it's for like people that want more control, right? And people that are smaller and not built to be like, Hercules. Because obviously it's going to be the bigger version is going to be heavier, right? Guns are not light, but yeah, they fire the same rounds. They do the same job. It's just one's smaller than the other, and it's for smaller people. Really, it is. It's for smaller people that want more control. Right? It's got a shorter barrel too, so people think, oh, well, it's got a shorter barrel, so that means that its range is less, right? But that's not the case with the AUG. Well, it's like I just said. So, there was your lesson on AUGs, because I know there's, right? That gun weighs less than 10 pounds. This gun right here is about 8.8 pounds. So, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's heavy, but imagine a bag of potatoes and a little bit more. That's almost a 10-pound bag of potatoes. That's not too light, actually. Some serious metal. And that's the small version. I don't think they actually have the bigger version in this game. I can look. I think I have some more AUGs. Well, this is an AUG as well. There's the Para A3. XS. They're just small. These are just the smaller. The A3 is the smaller one. Yeah, they don't have the bigger ones. The bigger one's in Rainbow Six Siege. But it weighs way more than 8.8 pounds, by the way. So that yeah, it's classified as an SMG because it's smaller, but it's not. It's not really an SMG. It's an AR because it fires the same goddamn rounds. This guy right here is probably my favorite rifle. Because I can do this with this rifle. I like how it works. Thing is deadly. It's accurate as hell. Don't have to use that. I can. I'm using a 12 times scope on that rifle. Like, it's super, super accurate. And when you start like shooting faster, it's actually maintained its accuracy, which is the least I can say for some of the other rifles in the game. Like I have let me see if I still have it. Is this the one? I sometimes randomly put these two head to head against each other. Like it doesn't have the speed that the other one has. It's harder to control though. Slightly harder to control. Sorry, but you're not going to get that kind of accuracy with the other one. You know what I mean? That's with the scope. I can put that down to like... I can put that down to that. I don't have to use the scope now. That's just my point, is it's still hitting its target where I want it to hit too. If I went over there, if I was able to jump over there and look at where it was hitting, I guarantee you they were all headshots. If you're not sure what it's called, I'll show you. It's the SIG 716. Beautiful rifle. Love it. Accurate as hell. You don't even need to put, like, you don't even have to put any weapon handling on this thing because it's already damn accurate. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Let me just look at something real fast. What the hell? Unavailable. Yeah, no, I don't think so. There we go. Let me just look at something real quick. Okay. Okay. Alright, so let me just, I think I already have this saved. Oh yeah, right there. Where was the other one I saved? Was it this one? Yes. So I saved this one here. So I got this one and this one. So I've got two builds. Two builds that I'm going to be working on for. I'm going to finalize them, test them and
Dude
stuff.
comes in here the other day, wearing cargo shorts and socks and sandals and a fucking hockey mask. And I'm like, this is a dude I do not want to
But
be
for now, I'm
surrounded
going to
by.
get off here.
I totally want to invite him to join my
So
rival team.
if you're new to the channel, please support the channel. Let's subscribe, like, all that nice stuff. I'm going to get off here though. So, but I'll be back later.